Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. I'm chuckling inside because he just told me something that was so spot on just by looking at my thumb. Something in terms of my mobility, physical situation, all of that. I didn't even tell him yet, but we're going to start there. This is what he does as an intuitive, as a healer, as an acupuncturist, as a hypnotherapist. Chris DiStefano is back with us. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thank you. How about you?
I'm good. I don't even know where to begin today.
And I'll start. So it's one of the wildest things. I went to, I think I went seven week-long retreats at the Monroe Institute. And that place does awesome stuff like remote viewing, telekinesis, psychokinesis, all this stuff. Starlink project, a lot of really cool people there. I couldn't visualize. Occasionally I could not visualize. Everyone else could remote view for 20 years. Anyway, I was mortified until I wasn't, and I realized I was there for other reasons. But as a result, when we don't have one sense, we develop the other ones more acutely. And so I developed a very highly attuned kinesthetic sense. I took a class years ago with a chiropractor. He has a healing technique. It's basically hands-on. He's a chiropractor. He also trains as an acupuncturist. Brilliant guy, Dr. Stephen Kaufman. Best practice management I've ever heard. Now, practice management for the audience is for doctors, it's basically you come in and we scare the hell out of you and tell you if you don't keep coming back, you're going to die. I don't like putting that negative into people's because they say it's to improve compliance and get better outcomes for the patient. I don't like putting negative into your mind. If you need to come back, you come back. If you get better, this is what he said. If the person gets better, they'll send their friends. Don't worry about the business. So high ethics, I love that guy. But where we were going is you were talking about your neck. Now I'm hypermobile. Hypermobility at a very high level is called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. That's recognized as an intractable chronic pain condition. That, by the way, responds incredibly well to my rapid release technique that I've developed because it helps to rebalance the muscles and calibrate proprioception. That's our awareness of our body in space. It helps to relieve the chronic tension pain. Now, low-level hypermobility, and you're much less than I am, but low-level hypermobility, and this is what I learned from this chiropractor, is be careful with high-velocity adjustments for anyone. And I believe ethically, all chiropractors should be trained to assess for hypermobility. None of them do it. And I'm not trying to beat up on chiropractors. I could beat up on everyone right now. Because in hypermobility, my ligaments are loose. The ligaments hold the joints together. People who are hypermobile tend to tighten our muscles to hold our bodies stable. Now, the muscles are supposed to move us. They're not supposed to hold us together. So we experience levels of chronic tension to compensate for the loose ligaments, unless we get our muscles into very high balance, and then we are actually stable. So it's a bigger challenge for hypermobile people. Now, what happens in a high velocity adjustment is the chiropractor hyperextends the ligaments. So it's stretching the band. It's like a rubber band. The rubber band is already loose in a hypermobile person. So you're exacerbating the underlying cause for temporary symptomatic relief. I'm not saying don't use the activator. Activator is fine. I have nothing against it. The high velocity adjustment needs to be used very sparingly. And I actually, this just hit me. I took a class years ago offered by a different chiropractor, and they were commenting how adjustments don't hold. Now, hypermobility is the result of I believe, childhood stress and trauma being internalized because almost everyone that's highly hypermobile, myself included, has a tendency to be in fight or flight persistently, and we burn through vitamin C a lot more quickly. This is all stuff that's barely documented, but I found through patterns of working on myself and my patients. So Long explanation, but I know there's people out there that need this, particularly people that are hypermobile or Ehlers-Danlos. You may think that you're very flexible because you can touch your feet, but your hamstrings are still tight as the day is long. That means you're hypermobile. You're stretching at the ligament level, not at the muscle level.
Whoa. Um,
How's that for an opener?
I, you know what? I get it. I understand it and agree with it. And in the chiropractic situation in and where it began in my world, I didn't have any major issues. He was having a special. A friend went there, so I went a Groupon, right? Um, I feel that he's a good doctor and knows his stuff. I even question him. Hey, listen, everybody says this. Once you go to the chiropractor, you got to keep going. Can you address that? And he said, not true. He said, if we make adjustments, like you said, we're changing the ligaments. It's like maintenance. You may want to continue going if you're feeling better, because I'll make an adjustment, he said, and things have to adjust to the adjustment. But I will say, after some relief here and there, I found I needed to go again, and I
Yeah.
found I needed to go again, and even after some adjustments, well, let some time go. I don't need to really go. I woke up with a tight neck. So
Mhm.
I went back. Maybe I woke up with a tight neck, slept kind of funny, but maybe it's because it set the stage based on the previous chiropractic treatment. And that was a month ago. And I went back a few times and I still have tightness in my neck. And I can feel it right there. I can press on it. It's like, oh, I can feel it going shooting down to my feet, like right there.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, not kidding. Like it is, and it starts subsiding when I kind of work it a little bit, but I can feel it going down my arm, right down to my fingers. Um, but
Which
interest,
fingers?
I'm sorry.
Which fingers?
I would say my pinky and the other very light,
Okay.
but I can feel it radiating down my arm. There's that right,
Hmm.
bicep and nothing major, but it's still there. And I would think by now it should. And as I tug on that whatever that is muscle, I don't even know, it starts feeling a little bit better. Maybe loosens up a little bit, but still, like I don't have. It's tough to
So,
stretch to one side and then to the other side.
yes. So the muscle is levator scapula. Its primary function is um, it does the first 90 degrees of lifting the arm, and it is doing rotation of the head.
and
So it's
and
good
that
you're not
hurts.
having.
You're right. That
Oh,
even hurts
you
to.
are having symptoms of it.
I
Oh,
can't.
sugar.
I can feel. I can feel the pain in my call it the shoulder right there as I.
And where you're feeling it is where that muscle, you see, the way a muscle works, we're not taught this. It's basic as can be, but we're not taught it, so we don't connect it. The way a muscle works is that muscle is it's where the attachments are. So I believe it's a supraspinatus attachment that you're feeling, but it's being triggered by the spasm in the levator scapula because it's throwing the supraspinatus into. So where the muscle is on the shoulder, but it attaches to this bone.
Yes.
So you're feeling where it connects. Everyone always thinks it's deltoid. That's that shoulder muscle. It's
Yes.
never deltoid. Sometimes it is. It's never deltoid.
Hmm.
It's never only deltoid because it's the deep ones that connect to the bone, not that superficial big one that's right there on the shoulder.
And even when I'm feeling raising my arm up, and I still feel it right there, going right
Yeah.
here, is it's not like it's excruciating pain, just tightness. Like, oh, come on, man, I just want to raise my arm up, and I don't even know if I could. Yeah, this side it's easier. I feel a little bit there, but it much more
Mhm.
on that side where that tightness is in my neck.
Yes.
Hmm.
And a lot of times now chiropractors, and I'm not trying to beat up on them. I know a lot of great ones, and then I know a lot that's just rack 'em, stack 'em, crack 'em. You go in, you get the same thing every time. Everyone's lined up, and it's a mill.
Yeah.
And I consider them to be whatever. People go, they like it, makes them happy. That's their thing. But there's some really great ones who do healing, just focused in-depth healing. And then there's like every other profession. Um, can't believe I just said Anyway.
I'm still stuck
And I
on
said,
rack 'em, stack 'em, and crack 'em. It's hysterical.
oh, it's so true though. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I
So
know what you're saying. Yeah.
A lot of times, see, the problem is a tight muscle. So you get adjusted, you have the bones put back into place because the muscle is pulling the bone out of place. So it's there. But if the muscle tightness is not addressed, you're going to pull yourself right back out of whack. So you'll feel better for a day or two, and the muscle gets inflamed with the initial adjustment because it's high velocity, and then it contracts and tightens back up. So a lot of times what I would do if I were doing acupuncture, levator scapula, what matters is antagonist muscles. What an antagonist muscle is the opposite, like bicep and tricep are opposite muscles. Levator scapula is going to be antagonistic to the other side levator scapula because they turn head the other way. It's semi-antagonistic to lats because that pulls the arm down, although that has more of a relationship with scalene and serratus anterior, blah, blah, blah. Not really a big deal. But the big one that it has a relationship with is the sternocleidomastoid muscle, the SCM. This muscle also does cervical rotation. It's also the muscle the vagus nerve runs through. When this muscle goes into spasm, it gives migraines, it gives pain by the ear, it gives sinus pain, it gives pain by the eye, and it can cause everything from sleep disturbance to digestive issues to full-out stress response with sweating, ocular disturbance, etc. So if I'm going to work on someone, I call it the square. I have to do all four of those muscles because they are, especially someone that has had it for a month, all four of those muscles need to recalibrate at a minimum. That would be the levator and the SCM, both sides. Because without the recalibration of all four, let's say I just loosen this levator, but I haven't loosened its opposite. The opposite tightens to balance it. Your head is straight. What that means is your proprioception, you have levator pulling you. It's going to do that with your head. It's going to pull it back into the same side if you let it. But our body is like, no, that's not okay. So our body naturally, to keep our eyes level, that's proprioception, is going to tighten the other muscles to balance it. Now, that's not the ideal response. Ideally, the muscle would loosen. But ideal doesn't matter when you come into my office. What matters is getting you whole and getting it to hold. So I'd have to loosen the other muscles. Without loosening those, you have a persistent pattern that keeps pulling you back into it.
Wow. And this can be done with acupuncture?
All day, every day. I can do it without needles too a lot of the time. I can actually use my rapid release method where I don't even touch a person. I would have you go through a series of contractions of your own muscle, a series of movements of your own muscles, and you would recalibrate your movement but I'd have to do the system a little bit more in depth than just doing a single muscle. But yeah, that would take in my office about 10 to 15 minutes and it should be persistent.
Even as we're talking now, I can feel tightness here. I can feel
Mhm.
tightness up the back of my neck. Um, I guess because now it's on my radar, and I guess that's the amazing part of the human body that we can block stuff out. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh, even to the point where my eyes hurt. And like you just said
Yeah.
something connected to ocular, and I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, so that's your opposites. Now, if you were actually to bend, so it's your left side, so you bend to the right, like what I'm doing, a little more forward with your forehead. There you go. You should feel the stretch on that muscle.
Oh, big time.
Good. Now, you should be aware of a contraction in the front part of your neck, right around there somewhere.
Right there.
Other side.
Oh, you mean over
Focus on the
here?
contraction. Yeah, do you feel the contraction that's happening there? Put your finger there. Let yourself feel
Like
the
right here?
muscle contract. Yeah, do you feel that?
I feel a loosening.
You feel a loosening there. So there's a muscle right next to it that you'll feel tightening as you do this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just hit it. Yep.
good.
Oh,
Focus on that muscle. You feel the stretch in the back, right?
here
Yeah,
on the trouble side? Yeah, oh yeah.
good. Now focus on that muscle in the front that's contracting. Bring your attention 100% to that muscle Let your head feel like it's being pulled by a string forward and down, the direction you're going. Only focus on the muscle that's contracting. Only bring attention to that muscle. Let your head drop further, focusing on that muscle. Remember to breathe. Remember to ground yourself. You're going to be present, pulling awareness to only that muscle, a little bit more, letting your head drop. And one more breath. Okay, you can come up.
Hmm. It was reasonably challenging to not focus on the tight issue side,
I know.
like quite a bit. Like
I
and it
know.
got tighter and tighter. I was like, I'm not thinking about you. You don't exist. And focusing more over here, um, it does feel looser in that troubled side.
The hardest part with this technique, I jumped you into level two. The hardest part of this technique is developing trust in your body. See, none of us really trusts our body. What happens is I have one of the things to release the hip, I have the groin muscles have to fire. There's about a 50% chance if I'm working on on a person that those are going to want to go into spasm. There's zero trust to use that muscle, so our body avoids it at all costs. That's where the pathologies develop. We're not fully integrated in the body. We don't trust the body. And that is a huge
Mm,
problem. The body is an intelligence. It does not lie. It can be a bit of a drama queen, but it does not lie. And what happens is we have religion, basically saying the body is sin. We have all this philosophy and all this woo-woo nonsense that I got into that says you're not the body. Well, guess what? Our body is home base. Our body is fully reflective of our consciousness in this plane. Every thought is held in the body. Every worry is held in the body. Every emotion, trauma, history is all held in the body. It's our physical recording medium.
mm,
So when we're able to begin loosening the body actively by bringing ourselves into it, when we can trust our bodies more, when we can be more attuned with our bodies, that's actually a path to awakening. Bringing ourselves into our body instantly will create calmness and peace. People who are highly agitated are not in their bodies. If you think about it, I'll put it in a simple term. Let's put it in the context that's okay in our world. If you're depressed or anxious, exercise. That's English for you. That's what everyone's been told. But then we're told, don't trust the body, don't believe the body, get away from the body is bad. Shut up, body. Let me take a pill so I don't have to listen to why you're giving me a hard time. I don't trust my body. I don't trust myself with my body. Only the experts can help my body. All of these are lies,
hmm
all of them. And so I'm working heavily now to bring people into body truth. Like what I did with you, I much prefer if you started with the videos I posted yesterday on basically all of my social media. Level three coaching, I think, is what I still call, or accelerated healing. I don't know what I call my YouTube anymore, but whatever, you can find me. Um, I came up with the easy way to ease in. And actually, I'm going to walk you through that, even though it's not directly isolating the muscle, because this will do it to loosen up your shoulder. Because if you press there, is it painful? Not that far back, more in the middle, right there. Not bad?
little discomfort.
Okay. So you're actually going to have to take off your headphones to do this, maybe. Because what you do is you tilt your head until you feel the stretch in that area. Then you raise your shoulder to your ear and you push your shoulder into your ear. And then you begin letting your head drop like it's being pulled down. And you relax this shoulder and you remember to breathe. Ah, there we go. I just got cracks in my back because I just loosened stuff. Yeah. Focus on the compression, focus on the tightening on the side that your ear is touching your shoulder almost. It's like a magnet. Your ear and your shoulder are like a magnet pulling each other together. Focusing on that and letting yourself just relax and have it happen. Let your ear go a little closer. There you go. Breathe through, focusing on what you're feeling on the right side. Let your ear go a little closer again. There you go. And now you can release.
Hmm. I think the one really important aspect is to keep breathing. Because if you didn't
Yeah.
say that, I would have been very shallow breathing, which not a good thing. Um, I
And I would
wasn't,
definitely recommend go the other way too, because I want you to balance it.
and I just heard a little crack doing that too, which
Exactly. You just loosened the tight musculature. You're using powerful reflexes. You're using reciprocal muscle inhibition. That means when one muscle fires, if my bicep fires, my tricep has to loosen to allow it to contract. So the muscle, the opposite has to loosen to let it move. So if I'm going to do this with my hand, the muscles on the inside of my arm shorten. So these muscles lengthen.
interesting.
We did the same thing with your neck. Then, gate control theory of pain. We're drawing your attention away from the pain here and focusing on here. So, when there's pain here, you're going to contract to protect the area. Instead, you're focused completely on the sensation here, which is not exactly comfortable initially. Um,
You know, it's interesting. We're just about out of time, but I want to say this. You have hypermobility.
yes.
And I even saw when you were putting your ear to your shoulder, like you were had so much more range than I did. That was a stretch for me. No pun or pun intended. Like it really like that wasn't. I had to very much be intentional, whereby it looked like you've got that flexibility. Um, it's like I think we're opposites there. like I,
Steve, I came up with this method. I've been doing it.
oh.
I was a little jammed up. People that are hypermobile tend to tighten a lot more.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. No, all right. Well,
I'm really not, I'm 2 weeks ahead of you. This was a download I got like, 2.5 weeks ago, whatever.
well, it makes a difference because I want to have that mobility, and I find that even in the last like 6 months, like I'm tighter, and what I don't know why.
Yeah.
Could be anything, stress, whatever. Uh, Give us your socials again, website, contact. How do we do that?
Easiest way is scarsdalehealth.com. That's my acupuncture site. Everything else, you'll find me through that. I'm on LinkedIn. I think Chris DiStefano, Accelerated Healing Specialist. I don't even know I think I'm level 3 coaching on, I'm all over different names. I'm about to consolidate everything. So for right now, the most consistent, scarsdalehealth.com, and you'll be able to find my socials through there. And this is seriously a pain elimination breakthrough. I've been doing it on patients real time. I've got videos, testimonials. I'm going to be putting them up soon. It is blowing people out of the water because,
Yes, it
yeah,
addresses
20 years of
everything.
doing this, best treatments ever, and I'm not even touching them.
And it makes so much sense. And I'm not just saying that with from the contraction and the opposite and all of that. And even what you said is sort of what the chiropractor said. Um, but not that I don't trust him, but I have trust in you, amazing trust in you in terms of what's going on there. So yeah, I agree. You might not want to continue going to a chiropractor unless you're sure that it's supporting you. Like, why do I have this issue in my neck? I was going to a
I'm going to go
chiropractor.
further. Don't go to any doctor unless it's supporting you. I know plenty of acupuncturists who don't get results. I had a guy who did 30 visits. He's like, it didn't make me better. I'm like, the acupuncturist, no ethics, but quite the salesman. and not exactly the most skilled practitioner.
Yeah.
And any medical professional, find the right one, because there are brilliant chiropractors, there are brilliant PTs, there are brilliant medical doctors. And then there's the ones that are just going through the motions.
And you brought back a memory. I went to a chiropractor probably 15, 12 years ago, whatever it is, walked in and there was the pitch. Well, you have a membership and you come to the, whoa, wait a minute. That's not what I was expecting here. Thank you for all the insight. Super cool. I mean, and
It's always a pleasure.
it really is. Chris, we'll catch up soon. And in the meantime, I'll be stretching.
Absolutely, Steve.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.